Name it, don't make me pull up the tutu.
Hello, Panthers! We're your hosts,
Corey McBride
and Naaman Thomas.
Welcome back to another episode of Panther News with your OG host.
This segment will be appreciating all of the amazing women in the world. This segment will be of celebrating the queens of this peasant world, dominated world.
You read that right.
Speaking of rights, let's jump into some history on women's rights.
Hello, Panthers. Today we're taking a quick look at the timeline of women's rights movement, a movement built by generations of determined women who fought for equality and opportunity. In 1848, the first Women's Rights Convention was held in Seneca Falls, New York. Leaders like Elizabeth Cady Stanton and Lucretia Mott organized the meeting and introduced the Declaration of Sentiments, a document demanding equal rights for women. In 1872, suffrage leader Susan B. Anthony was arrested for voting illegally, bringing attention to the fight for women's voting rights. In 1920, the 19th Amendment to the United States Constitution was ratified, officially granting women the right to vote. In 1963, the Equal Pay Act of 1963 was passed to address the wage discrimination based on gender. In 1972, Title IV became law, banning gender discriminations in federally funded education programs and expanding opportunities for girls in academics and sports. In 1981, Sandra Day O'Connor became the first woman appointed to the United States Supreme Court. In 2009, the Lilly Ledbetter Fair Pay Act strengthened protections against pay discrimination. These movements show how the fight for women's rights has continued across generations. The history of women's rights reminds us that progress happens when people speak up and demand change. And that story is still being written today. Stay bold, Panthers.
Now, let's move on to the history of feminism.
I gotta go.
Why?
Because I'm in this segment. Hi. Today I'm going to talk about the history of feminism. Feminism is the movement for equal rights and opportunities for women. The first wave of feminism began in the late 1800s. During this time, women fought mainly for the right to vote. In 1920, women in the United States won that right with the 19th Amendment. The second wave started in 1960s. Women worked for equal pay, better job opportunities, and protection against discrimination. This led to important laws that helped expand women's rights in the workspace and education. The third wave began in 1990s and focused on diversity and recognizing that women have different experiences based off race, culture, and background. Today, many people talk about a fourth wave, which uses social media to raise awareness about equality and harassment. Overall, feminism has evolved over time, but its main goal has always been equality.
Thank you, Corey, for that amazing segment.
Thank you! Now let's take a look at how Women's History Month came to be.
Have you ever wondered how Women's History Month began? The story starts more than 100 years ago. In the early 1900s, women around the world were fighting for better work conditions, fair pay, and a right to vote. In 1911, the first International Women's Day was created on March 8th to honor their efforts. Decades later, in 1978, a school district in California created Women's History Week to recognize women's contributions to history. In 1980, President Jimmy Carter officially declared the week of March 8th as National Women's History Week. The celebration continued to grow in 1987. Congress expanded the observance to an entire month of March. Women's History Month was officially born. Today, Women's History Month honors the achievements of women in science, politics, sports, the arts, and beyond, and reminds us that history is still being made.
Great work, guys.
Yes, good job. Now let's hop into why we celebrate women's history.
Oh, she did this one too.
Hi, today I'm going to talk about why we celebrate women's history. We celebrate it to recognize the achievements and contributions women have made throughout history. For a long time, women's accomplishments were often overlooked or left out of history books. Women's History Month gives us the chance to highlight leaders, scientists, activists, artists, and everyday women who helped shape our world. We also celebrate women's history to honor the struggles women faced while fighting for equal rights, like the right to vote, fair pay, and access to education. It reminds us how much progress has been made and how important equality still is today. Overall, we celebrate women's history to remember the past, appreciate the present, and inspire the future generations.
Thank you again for the segment. You know, I never knew so much into why we celebrate women's history.
And that's why this next segment is so important. Let's talk about the importance of women's history.
Hello, Panthers! My name is Peyton Brown, and I am here to tell you about the importance of women's history. Women's history is important because it helps us recognize the achievements, struggles, and contribution of women throughout time. For many years, women accomplishments were overlooked or left out of history books. By learning about women like Rosa Parks, who stood up against segregation, Mariah Carey, who made groundbreaking discoveries in science, and Amelia Earhart, who broke barriers in aviation, we see how women have shaped the world in powerful ways. Women's history reminds us that progress toward equality did not happen overnight. It took courage, persistence, and determination. Understanding the history helps us appreciate the rights and opportunities many people have today and inspire future generations to continue striving for fairness and equality. By celebrating women's history, we make sure the stories are remembered, valued, and passed on.
See?
Yeah, I do.
Now let's get into birthdays for this month.
Again, happy birthday.
Speaking of birthdays, you know what everybody loves on getting on their birthday? Money. Let's take a look at that.
Good morning, everyone. As we celebrate Women's Month, today we're focusing on something powerful: money, opportunity, and financial empowerment for women. For generations, women have worked hard to gain equal access to pay promotions and financial independence. Thanks to trailblazers like Muriel Siebert, the first woman to own a seat on the New York Stock Exchange, doors began opening in the world of finance. And leaders like Madam C.J. Walker, one of America's first self-made female millionaires, prove women can build wealth, create jobs, and uplift entire communities. Today, women are entrepreneurs, investors, CEOs, and innovators. But the journey toward equal pay and equal financial opportunity continues. That's why financial literacy, investing, and supporting women-owned business matters. Not just this month, but every month. This Women's Month, let's celebrate progress, recognize the work still ahead, and encourage every girl and woman to see money not just as currency, but as power, freedom, and opportunity. When women thrive financially, communities thrive.
Thank you.
Now, let's hop into some sports with Azaria.
Hey Panthers, as we celebrate Women's Month, today we're highlighting the incredible impact of women in sports, present, and future. Athletes like Serena Williams changed the game of tennis with unmatched power and determination. Simone Biles pushed the limits of gymnastics, proving that greatness has no ceiling. And soccer champion Megan Rapinoe continues to lead both on the field and the fight for equality. But Women's Month isn't just about world champions. It's about every girl who steps onto a field, court, track, or gym floor with a dream. It's about dedication, teamwork, and the courage to compete. For decades, women have pushed for equal opportunities in sports, from fair pay to equal recognition. And because of their resilience, doors continue to open for the next generation. This Women's Month, let's celebrate the achievements of women in sports, support female athletes in our community, and encourage young girls to chase their goals fearlessly. Here's to strong women in sports and beyond.
That was interesting.
You can't be a good athlete without good health. So let's stethoscope it out.
Health is important, but someone had to make major leaps in medicine for them to get to where they are today. Someone like Gertrude Ilian, an American biochemist. She made major leaps in medicine, such as making a drug that helps make kidney surgery possible. She even made drugs for leukemia in children, helping them fight to see another day. She pioneered even through gender roles and proved that she could do anything a man could, or even better. And because of this, she won the Nobel Peace Prize in 1988. Thanks to her, thousands of children were able to grow into adults. She even made drugs that could treat herpes. She is one of the many reasons the American life expectancy is so high. She was pioneered, and for that, we thank her.
And finally, we have colleges. Where are you going?
That's my segment, dude. Now, let's start our education and college segment off with a bang. Bethune-Cookman College, opened by Mary Bethune, a renowned black woman and educator. It was first known as an institute for girls, but later merged with Cookman University to one of many names it's had throughout the years, Daytona-Cookman University. Then, in 1929, it became Bethune-Cookman College. Bethune-Cookman College merging not only the names, but the genders as well. The admission process is relatively simple as well. You only need a 2.5 GPA, at the very least, for them to consider your admission. The admission rate is a staggering 89%, with ACT and SAT scores of 15 to 17 and 830 to 1,000 respectively, as a way to strengthen your admission chances. With the application fee being a simple $35 to $50, many go. So, stay on the lookout for them when you are looking for a college to call home.
About time. Thank you, Naaman. That actually didn't suck.
Yeah, shut up.
That's a wrap on our Women's History Month segment.
Again, we are your hosts.
Corey McBride.
And-
Remember to be kind, be smart, be responsible. See you next time on
Panther
Panther
News.
News.